Rocco and Miss Gigi Escalante, and then this young talented actress si Julia Enrique. So sabi nila, pag tatlo lang yung cast mo, pag magaling yung actors mo, 50% okay ka na. And I'm finding that out with my actors.
And what did she bring in as a dance artist to the play?
Kasi kami sa dance, movement-oriented kami. So as a director, the body language is very important to me. So kung sasama ako in dance, you cannot say sasama ako. You have to do it in movement. So in-explain ko sa kanila na merong dating yung yung katawan, yung energy.
Her cast also has lots of good things to say about her.
She has her own ideas, and I think how he put this up is fair. I can't say much. Sabihin, di ba? I think she did well.
The nice thing about working with Edna is the discipline she had in dance, she brings into theater. Ang sarap na napipiga ka eh.
This is not the first time that Mr. Bembol Rocco participated at the Virgin Lab Fest.
I've been very active since last year, actually. Again, I love theater, and it's a very good training ground for any actor for that matter. Yun lang, enjoy lang kasi ako. I enjoy doing stage.
We attended Virgin Lab Fest dress rehearsals, and we only have this to say about the plays. They rocked. Fresh out of the computer, one will always react to these plays. Either you love it or you hate it. You'll always be strongly affected. This may be the reason behind the continued sold-out tickets of the Virgin Lab Fest.
Nung una kasi, wala namang talagang funding ito eh. Naisip lang namin ito ng former artistic director ng Tanghalang Pilipino, si Herbie Go, na gawin namin kasi matagal na namin gustong gumawa ng isang effort sa theater kung saan yung maski yung mga actors at mga directors, gagawa sila ng completely new works, no? Something that is not part of their theater season, wala sa calendar nila. Yung talagang gusto lang talaga nilang gawin. So, wala talagang theme, no? Kaming ibinibigay. At based dun sa magbibigay ng mga entries, pinipili namin ito kung ano yung sa tingin namin, sige, pwede ito, I think may potential ito, no? Hindi naman kailangan perfectly written. The first year, we had only 8 plays. It became so successful that it was supported by the NCCA the next year and also the CCP. By that time, siguro 12 na yon. By the third year, naging 15 na. No? Ibig sabihin, napuno na namin yung slots for the festival. Tapos nireliebo na namin yung for the second week. Doon na kami naging 2 weeks talaga na festival. At mula noon, umuulit na ng umuulit. By that time, yung mga writers na hindi dati sumasali, dahil nakilala yung Virgin Love Fest, lumalabas yung mga reviews sa plays, at higit sa lahat, yung mga sumali sa Virgin Love Fest, ang ginagawa nila, kasi ito June, July, di ba? So more or less, kailangan sila matapos ng pagsusulat mga April siguro. Also at that time, April 30 is the last day of the Carlos Palanca Awards. So tinataon nila, magsasubmit sila sa Virgin Love Fest, magsasubmit din sila sa Palanca. Oo, so kapag pinalabas ito sa Virgin Love Fest, September ang awarding, merong mga nananalo na lumabas sa Virgin Love Fest. So it's really a test of how it's going to be performed. At the same time, it's really a test kung talagang nag-stand up yung mismong script per se.
These guys really love the theater. Whether they are members of staff, the writer, the director or actor, it doesn't matter. They all seem to be having fun doing this. And after each rehearsal, Rody and Company gives welcome advice to these aspiring playwrights. Other than Bembol Rocco, there were other familiar faces and avid supporters of the Lab Fest. Of course, there are also first-timers, and it seems like they're having the time of their life.
Ako, first time ko. First time ko. Ilang years na bang Lab Fest?
Fifth. This is the fifth year.
This is my very first time, which was why I readily said yes to George when he asked me, kahit hindi ko pa nabasa ang script. Of course, George, yes, I would love to do it. Tapos nung binasa ko yung script, oh my God, pwede ba mag-back out? Pwede ba ako mag-back out, di ba? But it's my first time. I'm very excited. I'm really, really quite challenged by what we have to do this coming week. And I appreciate it that George thought of casting me and gave me this opportunity to work with him. I can only compare it to, being a film and TV actress on stage, no? Sa stage naman nakagawa na ako ng ibang plays, but first time ko nga dito. Iba talaga ang teatro. Number one, syempre you have the time to keep going. Wala yung bang take one lang tayo. Sorry pag nagkamali ka pasensya na, 'di ba? Dito talagang you can just keep rehearsing and rehearsing. And that's already half the fun of doing it, the rehearsals, ganyan. Tapos na-sharpen pa yung memory mo. And of course, there's the on performance night, the live audience. And you can actually hear reactions here and there na nakaka-tense din. Pero at the same time, parang wow, you get extra energy from how your audience is that night. Instant ang feedback mo. So kung maganda ang audience, maganda rin ang performance mo.
We've taken you behind the scenes of the Virgin Lab Fest. Next, the opening of the festival. I've heard that there is something special in this year's Lab Fest. What could it be? Let's find out when the red carpet comes back.
For 5 years, the Virgin Lab Fest has made its home at the CCP's Tanghalang Huseng Batute. The name of the theater may sound a little bit funny, but it was the actual pen name used by Jose Corazon de Jesus, a Filipino poet who used Tagalog poetry to express the Filipinos' desire for independence during the American occupation in the Philippines. Untried, untested, and unstaged. Now these views describe the Virgin Lab Fest, a festival of new plays by well-known and emerging playwrights, directors, and actors. And because it's on its 5th year, I think another U should be added. Unbelievable! Yup, and after just 5 years, the Virgin Lab Fest has earned a solid reputation for exciting and provocative lineup of plays from playwrights both young and old.
Virgin Lab Fest 5 features different one-act plays grouped together in a set.
The Virgin Love Fest, like Cinemalaya, is celebrating a mini milestone. It's on its 5th year now. And what's significant about Virgin Love Fest is that the feedback that we've received, not only from the audiences but also from the critics, is very encouraging. That in so short a time span, many works have been discovered. Some of them have even been performed by some of our professional companies. And new playwrights and directors have also been discovered and given a chance. So it's really like Cinemalaya, an avenue to discover young, exciting playwrights.
And as always, the crowd came to support the plays.
It's a festival. It's very varied, very diverse. Na I think yun yung hinahanap ng mga audience right now, na makapanood ng mga dula o ng mga plays in different perspectives, in different styles, or in different tacts. That yun ang kagandahan ng Virgin Lab Fest, kaya siya pinupuntahan. I think as an audience, kaya siya pinupuntahan ng mga manonood.
Napapanood po kami nung anak ko, siya po yung gumawa ng script, yung joke pagsibigan. Istorya po niya, nung kinuha po niya istorya, nag-aaral po yung tatay niya sa Kanyugan.
About the youth, performing the modern way of presenting their arts.
Marami kasing matututunan dito, lalo na inspirational yung mga plays. Actually, my dad is one of the writers of this play, the second play. Basta, I really enjoyed it.
Another feel-good thing about the Lab Fest is the support that the actors give each other.
Gusto kong makita yung mga collaboration ng mga old and new actors na paano sila blend sa isang
Actually, that's the beauty of Virgin Lab Fest. Well, from my experience, parang bilang I was new, ganun. So parang ang sarap lang na nakakatrabaho mo yung mga veteran actors and
mga seasoned actors.
Oh, seasoned actors, and they're very helpful with us, with our generation. Bilang we're just starting out and building our names.
Na iniisip namin na yung mga old actors medyo ilang sa mga new actors. So ano pala sila? Medyo friendly naman.
These one-act plays could be considered as the meat of the festival. And although the Lab Fest is not thematic, plays that have certain similarities were grouped together. School of Life, which touches the state of education in the Philippines. Included in the set are Isang Mukha ng Pandaraya by Ogie Arcenas, Ang Huling Lecture ni Mrs. Reyes by Tim Dacanay, and MPC or Mababang Paaralan ng Kanyogan by Job Pagsibingan. Bloodsport is the title of another set, which are plays that may be a little violent but still imparts important lessons. These include Kitchen Medea, a monologue based on the Greek tragedy Medea, as written by Japanese writer Kiyokazu Yamamoto and directed by another Japanese, Toshihisha Yoshida. And finally, Dog Resurrection, Gagamutin ang Bayan by Layeta Bukoy and Tux Rutakyo. And finally, Life's a Trap, which features 3 plays connected by their desire to escape. The plays are Pagan, based on the true story of David Fagan, an African-American soldier that deserted the U.S. Army to join forces with Emilio Aguinaldo during the Phil-Am War. Hate Restaurant by the Australian playwright David Finnegan. And Isang Araw sa Carnaval by Nicholas Pechay.
May mga lalaking sumusunod sa akin. Oh? Sino? Saan?
All of these plays engage something in the audience. I can guarantee you, you will never leave the theater unaffected.
Actually, yung Lab Fest, I think this is the 5th year. I was able to make it come the 2nd year, so this is my 4th time. Tapos, kasi yun nga, as you can see, this is brought to you by Writer's Block in cooperation with CCP. So, member ako ng Writer's Block. So, it's a group of writers. Isa ako doon, and we get to meet every other Sunday. Tapos, we read the scripts na balak sana naming stage. So, ang pinaka-foremost na venue na possible na pwedeng stagean ng aming mga sinusulat na script, ito nga yung Virgin Lab Fest.
I'm part of the Writer's Block, so every year, parang to cap the parang discussions na nagkaroon kami sa loob sa taon, we are mounting selected works. So this year, meron isa sa mga works ko ang napasok for the festival. I'm part of Set B. Ito yung pinamagatang It's Complicated, the Buhol-Buhol Trilogy. Tungkol siya sa mga iba't ibang kwento na mahirap intindihin, particularly about life, love, and relationships.
No, actually perfect attendance na ako. Kasi first Lab Fest pa nandito na ako. So parang every year, yun na yung parang inaabangan ko na big event. Kasi new material, hindi mo alam kung ano yung ibibigay na play sa inyo. Tapos, yun. Kaya masaya siya. So it's super excited.
Meaning ng pagsali ng Lab Fest, it's very important kasi we're giving breaks to new writers. And I think that's very important, especially here in theater. And hopefully that will trickle down to other medias. Because, with a good story, people will learn something and be entertained as well. And that's what's really lacking in the media right now.
It means that theater is alive and well, and marami pang nag-i-invest sa theater para sa self-expression at saka sa the love of theater.
Para sa akin kasi it's a venue para matest yung isang dula at para makiliti rin yung audience ko sa mga mensahe na gusto namin ibigay o kaya makita yung bagong paraan na pagpapalabas or mga experimentation ng mga direktor, ganon. Yon.
Other than the one-act plays, there are other treats for the fans of Virgin Lab Fest. Plays from the Virgin Lab Fest 4 were revisited, including the play of award-winning playwright Floyd Quintos.
Actually, it was a very big honor to be asked to submit a script last year. And I had just finished writing this little piece, Kalungkutan ng Mga Reyna. I said, why not? It would be nice to try Virgin Lab Fest. My plays have always been produced kasi by Dulang UP, by Bulwagan, by other companies. But it's my first time kong sumali ng Virgin Lab Fest.
Also, if you're lucky, you could catch site-specific works occurring all over the CCP. Called fragments, once you see the big red letter X, that's a sign that something will happen. The festival